All right, for a question like this on the GMAT, uh, what you find out is I have two questions actually. So we're going to look at this first one and also the second one. So for this first one, we're dealing with triangle, and the question says in the figure above in this diagram for a triangle, all of the following could be the value of x except. So in this question, we're trying to figure out the third side of this triangle. And I think I might actually want to redraw the triangle a little bit. So I'm going to draw it this way because I think it's a little easier to see. I'm going to put the 3 here, I'm going to put the 4 here. It really doesn't matter. And they're just asking you for the third side, x. The question is saying which of the following could not be the value of x? Which one will not? Which one of these answers? There's a little known rule in with triangles that pretty much it really deals with the size of the triangle. So I'm going to think about these sides, but for this third side here, let me change the color here. I am going to write two parentheses. I'm going to put a dash here and a dash here. And why did I do this? I did this because I am going to take these two numbers, the 3 and 4, and I'm going to subtract them. So the difference of 3 and 4 is 1, and the sum of 3 and 4 is 7. Okay. Now what I've done with these numbers is I've established 1 kind of like as the lower outer boundary, and 7 as the upper outer boundary. What I just did here pretty much establishes the fact that this third side will be inside of this one, between this 1 and 7, between. So this third side could be 2, could be 3, could be 4, could be 5, or could be 6, between the 1 and 7. So essentially, this helps us answer this question because it says which of the following could not be the value. All of these could be the answer except for which one. So as you can see, the answers could be 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, except for 1 and 7. So the rule here is to always do the difference. So here I'm doing the difference, which is 4 minus 3. And here I'm doing the sum, which is 4 plus 3. And you could always do this for any triangle, especially when it's not a right triangle. So when it's just a normal triangle like this, just find the difference, gives you the lower boundary, the lower outer boundary, and you do the sum, gives you the upper outer boundary. And so the third side will be everything in between that. So as you can see, all of the following could be the value except. So we want the one that does not work, and the one that does not work is E. So the answer here is E7. So let's go to this other question here, the second question here. It talks about a school, Union High School. It talks about the girls and boys there. So here we probably need to establish just some basic algebra equations here. It tells us that the boys, the number of boys, I'm going to call that B, is twice the number of girls. So meaning I have to double the number of girls to get the number of boys because the boys is twice the number of girls. Now, what a lot of people try to do at times is write 2b equal to g, and that's not true. What I like to do in this situation is ask myself, which one is the bigger value? The boys are bigger than the girls in terms of the number of value, the number of them. So I'm going to start with the bigger one. So I'm going to say the boys is twice the girls. So it allows me to write b is equal to 2g. Then the other equation here says that 1/6 of the girls and 1/4 of the boys play soccer. So that says 1/6 of the girls plus 1/4 of the boys play soccer. These guys play soccer. Okay. Now, in looking at this question isn't really necessarily a tough question, but at this point, a lot of people could get confused because there are lots of unknowns kind of running around. We don't know the number of boys, we don't know the number of girls. So a really good idea here is just to go ahead and plug in values. Just plug in values. Now you know here you're about to do 1/6 of the girls and 1/4 of the boys. So in picking values here, you need to kind of keep that in mind a little bit to kind of pick a number that will work. So I'm going to look at this 1/6 of the girls. Okay. If I put 1/6 here, I probably want a number here for the G for the girls because I'm about to do 1/6 of it that 6 goes into. So a really good idea here would be probably like to pick 30, okay? Because I know 1/6 of 30 is 5. Now, because I'm putting 30 here for the number of girls, and I know the boys is twice that, this has to be 2 times 30, which is 60 for the boys. So all of a sudden, even though in the question they didn't give us values for the number of boys and girls, I plugged in values that can work, that would help my math work here. So in effect, I can say 1/6 of 30, which is the number of girls that I picked over here, plus 1/4 of the number of boys, which is 60 there. Okay, So obviously 6 into 30 is 5. And 4 into 60 is 15. So all of a sudden, I now know there's a total of 20 kids that play soccer at this particular school. Well, the question says, what fraction of the students at Union play soccer? The fraction of students that play soccer. So the way you do that is to do that fraction, you essentially want to say, okay, I want to play the total number of students that play soccer over the total students, right? Total students, okay? So essentially, the number of people who play soccer is 20. We just figured that out. Now, what is the total number of students? Well, we just established that there are 30 girls and there are 60 boys. Well, that means a total of 90, the 60 plus the 30. That's 90 there. And obviously, you just cross those zeros out, and that gives you 2 over 9. And that's how you answer this question. The answer there is C. So again, just be patient, work through the question. In a situation like the second one, where there is no number, pick a number, but it doesn't, you can pick a comfortable number because the equation here makes it work. Even if you picked something else that was different for the number of girls, as long as it goes in 6 here, like for example, if you picked 12, for example, so it means the number of girls would be 12 and the number of boys would be 24, and that would still work. That would still proportionally work in such a way that you would still get 2 9s, and that's how you answer these 2 questions for the GMAT. And you could also actually see this question on the GRE as well, so it's common to both tests. Thank you.